Hey everybody, Jeremy from Follow Me Leadership, and wanted to talk to you today about technology and the aging workforce. In today's business world, we're inundated by all kinds of different levels of technology. It used to be everybody was getting issued desktop computers, and then it was laptops, and now everybody's got a smartphone. They've got tablets, iPads. We're all using online CRM databases to manage customers and transactions and everything we do in our daily work environments. And it's proven to be a challenge for those that are older in the workforce and not used to using all these different types of things. I think for those that did not grow up around this type of technology, it can be very challenging. It's hard to use. It's hard to learn. It can be hard to adapt to a new way of doing things. The changes don't make sense, or the technology doesn't make sense to them, and a lot of times they don't see the value. So for those that are struggling, I think you just got to jump in and try. You're never going to know. It's just like anything, like riding a bike. If you don't even get on the bike and try and fall off occasionally, you're never really going to learn how to balance and get somewhere. And understand that our business environments have always evolved. You're not special. All right, this isn't some new piece of technology that's being thrust upon you, and you're the one who's being persecuted here. Throughout the ages, we have evolved in the business world and have learned to do things better and faster, and being able to communicate more efficiently and sending information around. It's not like how it was 10 years ago, 15 years ago, certainly not 30 years ago, but you have to adapt, right? It's certainly, when you started in this work environment, it was definitely a lot different than it was probably 30 years prior to that. So I think you have to kind of be humble, be honest with yourself, and accept that, hey, change is constantly coming. It's not new to you, all right? It's always been here. You're just now starting to feel it more. But there's ways to help with that. Find the people that do understand the technology, find the experts in your group and ask them, learn from them. You'll be surprised at sitting down with somebody for 10 minutes how you can learn something, but you have to try and accept that you're willing to learn in order to achieve that knowledge. For those that are managing these changes, if you're the manager, you're the boss, be patient. You've got to give people a time to adjust to this. You may have had an exposure to this new technology, this new system or whatever, and had time to work with it. Maybe you got a chance to play around with it a little bit. You're already ahead of the game, so be patient with your people. Give them time to kind of adjust to doing something differently. And don't make the job requirement based on success in using technology. In other words, if somebody's out there selling material, don't expect them to only be rated on their success by how much they use the technology to report the data, to report the information. The success is in the sales, not in the use of the tools in making the sale. And allow for a slower transition for some people. Again, people that are older and aren't used to this type of technology, there are still people out there that use yellow legal pads when they go on a sales call, and they write all their notes on that, and they get home, they use those notes to transcribe into an email or something, or into this new database you want to thrust upon them. Let them transition a little bit slower, okay? It's just, why not? If they're a good rep, if they're a good employee for you, give them that benefit of the doubt that, hey, they're still going to perform for you. They just may not live up to the performance in the new technology you're pushing down on them. The other thing is, if somebody's struggling with this change or this new piece of technology, but they still thrive in the old ways of doing things, it's an interesting time for a manager to say, you know what, could I still allow this person to perform their job and not have to jump into this system, that we're making everyone else use? Maybe somebody's been around 35 years, they're getting ready to retire. Do you really want them to sit through hours and hours of computer classes and, learning how to use an iPad and learning how to update everything in a new CRM tool that you just, spent millions of dollars on, or would you rather have that person out there Monday through Friday selling and hitting it hard? I think it's an important question to ask. Maybe even sit down with that person. I know if I had an employee and they told me, hey, listen, I'm going to be retiring in another year. I really don't want to spend the last year of my career at this company, struggling to try to figure out this new piece of technology. Hey, I would just say, you know what, get out there and sell. Don't worry about it. We'll figure out a way to make it work, and then work with that person, work with your manager and the entire company, figure out a way to make things work for people. Because again, your company's success cannot be based on the tools that put your people in front of customers. All right. Otherwise, then you may as well, if you're going to buy them, more technology and more stuff like that, well, then buy them a faster car too. Maybe they can get to the customer a lot faster. Okay. Just think about that. It's silly, but I think all too often we're getting caught up in making people dive into things that they're not comfortable with, and we're making it about the tool and not about the outcome. All right. Thanks, everybody. Hopefully that helps. If you have any questions, please shoot me an email or DM me on Instagram. And look forward to hearing from all you. Take care.